prophecy of 144,000 army. The conquest of Jerusalem and its sacking and the 144,000 soldiers are seen in the Bible prophecy. The Muslims believe that their fulfillment of their prophecy is them sacking Jerusalem. In looking to their text of the Al-Bukhari, 3176, they look forward to the sacking of Jerusalem for Islam. It says, I went to the Prophet during the Ghazwa of Tabuk, while he was sitting in a leather tent. He said, Count 6 signs that indicate the approach of the hour, my death, the conquest of Jerusalem, a plague that will afflict you and kill you in great numbers, as the plague that afflicts sheep. The increase of wealth to such an extent that even if one is given 100 dinars, he will not be satisfied. Then an affliction which no Arab house will escape. And then a truce between you and Bani al-Asfar, i.e. the Byzantines, who will betray you and attack you under 80 flags. Under each flag will be 12,000 soldiers. It is very important to note that they make a point that under each flag and banner there will be 12,000 soldiers, and there will be plagues coming over people during this period. And so looking to what the Islamic texts say, we know that it's actually foretelling what the Bible prophecy says. And in the book of Daniel, it talks about the sacking of Jerusalem, which is the Muslims invading and sacking Jerusalem. In the book of Daniel chapter 11, verse 31 and 38, it says, And arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that maketh desolate. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, a God whom his fathers knew not, shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things. The God of forces mentioned here is the God of a spiritual God that leads military forces, which is the Islamic armies of jihadists. And we see this in the book of Luke about the Gentiles invading Jerusalem in the last days. Luke 21, verse 20 and 24 says, And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. It's important to note that the Muslims believe once Jerusalem is sacked and they begin to bring about their execution of judgment, that they believe that even the trees will say, there's a Jew hiding behind me. Come and slay him, and other things in their text, and they're believing this. And this is a portion of what will occur during the 1260 days, which is the time of Jacob's trouble. Once they've taken captivity Jerusalem, they persecute all the Jews worldwide, and this is what will occur for those 1260 days. And in the 1260 days, we know, it says in Revelation chapter 11, verse 2, it says, But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. This 42 months is the same 42 months that's mentioned in the book of Revelation about the beast and the Antichrist, the beast Antichrist, who takes Jerusalem for 42 months and rules over the earth. This is the same thing that the Muslims believe, that they will have their Imam Mahdi that will take over Jerusalem, implement Sharia law globally, and have power over the nations for Islam. And this is found in the book of Revelation chapter 13, verse 5 and verse 7, where it talks about the beast will be given power for 42 months to continue, and he will be given power over all nations, languages, and tongues. And this is the same thing that occurred with the king of Babylon. In the book of Luke chapter 21, verse 20 and 21, we see during the time in the period where Jerusalem is compassed with armies that the people of God actually exodus out into the wilderness. It says here, And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. So we see that there's people leaving and fleeing out into the wilderness. And this is the conquest that the Muslim texts are telling them and teaching them to prepare for the sacking and invasion and conquering of Jerusalem. It's clear in their hadith. This is a portion of what they are going to push to fulfill. In the hadith Al-Bukhari 3176, it says that the conquest of Jerusalem is a sign. And the banner the banner under which there will be 12,000 soldiers under each flag. During the time of the Exodus, each tribe of Israel was given a standard for each tribe. Benjamin would have the standard with the wolf, Judah would have the standard with the lion, Reuben would have the standard with the face, etc. And you would have the 12 tribes with the 12 standards with soldiers under each. Well, in the end times, there's going to be banners lifted and risen with the 144,000 soldiers of 12,000 each tribe. And this is written in the book of Revelation. In the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 4 and 5, it says, "And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad there were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher there were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zabulon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. And these are the 12,000 ranks of each tribe under one banner each that Muhammad was warning that there will be a fight with in the end. And they believe this is a portion of the army of the Dajjal, their Antichrist. So when we look to the book of Numbers, we know that there's ranks of the armies and the tribes called for each ranks. In the book of Numbers chapter 1 verse 2 and 3 it says, "Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families by the house of their fathers with the number of their names, every male by their polls, from 20 years old upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies." So we know in the prophecy, when we're looking at this prophecy, what's being actually numbered is the number of their armies. So we know it's forbidden to take a census of all of the people of Israel. It's forbidden. So what they're numbering is the armies. When we see the book of Revelation numbering the number of the tribes, it's not numbering the entirety of the tribes. It's numbering the armies that are in the ranks according to the numbers of the age of warfaring men that are set apart for the end times. And these are the armies that are mentioned. And we see that when we look into the account of Numbers chapter 1, verse 21 through 27. It says, "Those that are numbered of them, even of the tribes of Reuben, were 40,600. Those that are numbered of them, even of the tribe of Simeon, were 59,300. Those that are numbered of them, even of the tribe of Gad, were 45,650. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Judah, were 314,600. These are those that were numbered, which Moses and Aaron numbered, and the princes of Israel, being 12 men. Each one was for the house of his fathers. So were all those that were numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war in Israel." So we see that the numbering of the soldiers is actually the calculation of the number in the book of Numbers for the warfaring men that will be set apart for the people of God. And this in the end times is why you see the numbering specific in the book of Revelation. It's an equal amount of numbers. There will be 12,000 soldiers for each tribe. And this is why in Islam, Muhammad forewarned that there will be ranks of 12,000 soldiers under flags. And it should be no confusion on this, that Muhammad was foreseeing that God's armies are going to come, and he was vilifying this and teaching the Muslims to fight against these armies. And this is all a part of the prophecy fulfillment in the end times, that in the Hadith it talks about that with those 12,000 men of each under each flag. So this is how the prophecy is going to come to pass. This is why the numbers of the ranks of 12,000 are mentioned, and this is the prophecy of the 144,000 army.